Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however, wherever, whenever you're listening. This is the Rupert, Wisconsin show, episode 157, coming at you from the Riverwood Gallery Studio in De Pere, Wisconsin. Studio number 4 this evening, as it has temporarily shifted from the office studio to the living room studio. So how about that?
What's wrong with the office?
Sticky. Doesn't have two recliners in it. And the reason I say 2 recliners, because joining me this week, in her ever-waited return, it has been a considerable amount of time, Secretary Shawna Fisher.
Yay! I'm back.
Welcome back, Secretary Shawna Fisher.
Thank you. My debut.
Also joining us this week for the first time, what seems like an eternity as well, member of the Highway 22 crew, Sean Klosterman. Sean, welcome back.
How's it going?
Fantastic. Nice to see both of you back on the show.
He didn't have his welcome back prepared. He didn't open a can like I did.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say your fall decorations look really nice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. This one says pies before guys, this pumpkin, and I have to turn it around so I can still use it because, Eric's gets salty about that one.
It's just the principle of the thing. You are a married woman now. You don't need to have pies before guys on a pumpkin.
Hey, if a Yoder pie is real good, see you later.
No free ad, Shauna.
Go buy the Yoder pies in Bondwell.
All right. So usually we would start off. Well, first we got to talk about our friends over at RPW, Raging Pro Wrestling. 2 events coming up, November 1st, November 2nd, back-to-back nights at the Big Apple in Manitowoc. You're not going to want to miss either show. We will be there in attendance. Sean, are you coming with us both nights? Are you coming both nights?
Me?
Yeah, is this going to be an either or for you, or is this going to be a both night thing?
I have no idea. That's way too far ahead.
Oh, I know I'm going to be there both nights.
Because on night number 1, the dream match, 15 years in the making, Mr. Anderson versus Zilla Fatu, RPW Destiny 4, Friday, November 1st, Big Apple Pub and Grill. You're not going to want to miss it. Zilla Fatu from the infamous WWE Bloodline, son of former WWE wrestler Umaga, the late Umaga, taking on Mr. Anderson, formerly known as Mr. Kennedy, the last match that Umaga wrestled in WWE against Mr. Kennedy.
I'm
and
so
now,
excited.
Mr. Anderson wrestling with Umaga's son, Zilla Fatu. Then the very next night, RPW Envision 3, also at Big Apple Pub and Grill in Manitowoc, November 2nd. One of the matches, just one of these matches, got Shane Hills, Nick Colucci, and Swoggle, formerly known as Hornswoggle in WWE, taking on Gen Z and a mystery partner, among many other matches both nights. RPWProWrestling.com for tickets, as well as look sharp in the Fox River Mall. Get your tickets while you can. They are going fast. You're not going to want to miss either night. So join us and be there both nights.
We're going to be front row, crushing beers. This is like one of my favorite things to do, and it's been way too long since we've been to one.
It really has been. So with that...
So is the mystery partner going to be El Torito?
It could be. We don't know.
I'm just wondering.
Gen Z on their post said they refuse to tell who the mystery partner is going to be. So we will find out November 2nd.
Is that the first night?
2nd.
Oh, dang. I'll have to live in suspense.
So this is normally the part where we tell about what we had been rooting for in the past couple weeks or the last week, in my case. But for you two boneheads, it's been a while since you've both been on. So, Shauna, why don't you catch us up on what's been going on? What have you been rooting for since, God, I don't even know the last time you were on this thing.
Me neither. Well, I rooted for summer, and we had a great summer. It was very, very busy. We got packed weddings. We had things going on all the time. So we did all that. It was fantastic. It was great. I feel very blessed to be where I am. And now it's back to school season for me. I am no longer the actual secretary in the home. I am back to school not being a bum anymore, according to you.
Those are not my words.
So it's been great. It's been hot, but it's been great. I've got a great class this year. It's going to be a wonderful year.
Shawna, with my quick calculations here, I believe the last time that you were on was February 29th.
Oh, wow. Okay, sports stuff that I've been rooting for, Brewers. Brewers. Racing. It's been real fun to watch the NASCAR races that we've been watching. The Olympics, that was fun. What else? Yeah, that's about it. Sports.
That ring on your finger?
Yeah, I said the wedding. I said that before. I'm talking about sports things I rooted for over the summer. Olympics. That was fun. Sports.
All right. And Sean, as for you, the last time I showed that you were on, I have you here for, it looks like back in, I'm looking like February as well, maybe March 14th.
Oh my goodness.
March, since Sean's been on. Sean, what have you been up to since March?
Not a whole heck of a lot. Living a dream. Been a busy guy.
Real riveting stuff, Sean.
He was in Paris doing the Olympics.
Yeah, were you in the Olympics?
Did you watch the Olympics?
Did you watch the Olympics? Did you watch wrestling, racing, football, basketball, baseball, anything? What have you been doing, man? You just been staring at a wall?
You were the best man in a wedding, I think.
Yeah, not important.
Oh, okay.
You just been staring at a wall since March?
Yeah, pretty much.
And he couldn't make time to come on the pod.
Yeah, what the hell? Unbelievable.
What I'm here for.
All right, well, my root for in the last week, since I'm Mr. Consistent.
Excuse me, you took a way big sabbatical. Hey, it's a kitty.
I'm going to go with my root for in the last week was the return of high school football.
Oh, yeah.
It's been great. Friday Night Lights back in full swing. 8-man football going now. Got 11-man in week. Just went through week 2. Friday night we had the Badgers in action as well. So plenty of football.
They're serving alcohol at the Badger games now?
They are. That is another big thing that we can talk about here in a few moments. But my goodness, just to interrupt, we are watching the Brewer game out here in the living room, studio number 4, and manager of the Cardinals, Ali Marmol, is hot about something. I didn't really quite catch what it was. It looks like he got the axe for the game, so he will be watching the remainder of it from the shower. Looks like it was a called strike. That's pretty darn close. So for those of you who want to see, I'm sure this will be on the YouTube highlights tomorrow, but it did. Ali Marmol was not happy about whatever just happened, so got run, or did not get run.
No, the other guy did. Whatever the other guy was, I was yelling.
Yeah, that was Marmol. You're right. I misread the closed captioning.
The hitting coach will assume the managerial duties, is what the caption says.
Yeah, I misread the clip.
Can't read.
But yeah, so I had an excellent game this past Friday. It was Xavier taking on Luxembourg Casco, and back and forth game. A team without a quarterback. Xavier Hawks do not run an offense with a quarterback. They have like 4 running backs that just rotate around. Direct snap, a lot of motion, a lot of option. Real good stuff. So that was my past Friday. And so with the positives do come the negatives. That leads us to our Tyler Hero Noogie of the Week. And Sean, I'm going to call on you. Any negative stuff that's been going on in that past, I don't know, 6 months since you've been on?
No, been pretty positive. Not going to lie.
That's good to hear.
I got nothing negative.
I guess I'm glad to hear that. Very good. No annoyances, no hindrances.
This cat. Don't leave me alone.
All right. I've got a couple.
Oh, Shauna's gearing up.
One noogie is all of these political texts How did they even get my phone number? How do they even get it? As we are currently sitting here, I've got 12 texts from no one that I know. They're all, who are you voting for in the fall? Well, I know, and you don't need to. That's my information. That's one. Number 2 is the resurgence of the fall cold. I don't like this. Everyone in my class is sneezing, coughing. People I know are getting sick. I don't like it. And that's about it. No sports noogies.
Nice. I think the only sports one I have is the officiating crew in the North Dakota State Colorado game the other night, of how blatant the stuff they missed was. And I'm not going to go say it was rigged or anything like that. In fact, if anything, it was to cover the spread and keep North Dakota State from winning the ball game outright. But a very blatant targeting got missed in the final minute of the game that would have given North Dakota State a very realistic shot to win that ball game. And really, I mean, there was a number of kind of questionable officiatings in the return of college football over the week, or the weekend, I should say at this point. But if that's the worst I have to complain about, everything's been pretty good. So aside from the officiating college football, I really can't complain about too much myself.
Imagine that, Eric complaining about officiating already.
And not even games I care about. Like I didn't bet on these games. I didn't have any rooting interest in them. That's how you can tell it's objectively bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to give a half noogie to Sean for getting mad about the results of the draft order from last week's show. That
somebody else did, so it wasn't just me.
Yeah, Jordan as well. Jordan and Sean getting upset about the draft order over the week.
It does seem a little rigged that none of us were sitting in it, and the only 2 people on the podcast. You needed to at least call in somebody for verification, and you failed.
You needed to at least give Justin the first overall pick.
You're the one that told me about the duck racing.
I should tell you about the duck racing, but you did not check for verification. And who knows if you and Justin didn't talk before and said, okay, whatever happens, this is what we're going to do. I think it's conspiracy.
100% what they did.
I mean, I still have the video from last week. If you want me to show it, I can.
I mean, we'll see what the River Wisconsin boys think. If they want proof, then we'll have to post it.
Still think we could have did it on the river.
I would have loved to know how you thought that would have worked.
That's what we need to do in the summertime. Like, we need to do a little bit more forward thinking next year. Like, we'll have to do it on the river, like 4th of July.
Because so we went river floating Saturday. It was like 45 minutes slower than it was.
Ooh, I was going to say it. I mean, we had it for as much rain as we had in the month of June and July. It was a pretty dry August, all things considered, minus maybe one storm that I can think of. So I bet you that was pretty slow. Did you have to get up and walk at any points?
Mm-hmm. Couple times.
Good thing I didn't come. I don't like getting out of my canoe.
For those of you unaware in the listening world, Shawna has her own canoe.
Well, it's not
an
a canoe.
inflatable canoe.
It's like a blow up, yeah. It's a little safety raft, really.
It's still not as bad as when we went from Pulsifer to BB.
When Sean almost drowned in an inch of water.
Oh my God. It was the rapids, guys.
Yeah, Mel.
Yeah.
Can we give another retroactive noogie to Mel just for that?
Yes.
I'm not sure if she's listening, but if she is, a retroactive noogie for that once again.
Yep. She'll always get a noogie for that. That's like the permanent noogie.
Does it get on Kevin King Dumpster Fire of the Year award category?
No, because Mel is just, she's a saint.
Right.
Speaking of Kevin King, did you see he got cut last week by the Falcons?
Good.
I was so happy. I don't really root for people to get cut or released or any of that, but I was so happy when he didn't make the 53. It gave me an intense amount of joy. All right, boys and girls. Well, let's talk about Wisconsin and Wisconsin sports. Let's start off with Wisconsin, and we're just kind of wrapping up county fair time. But Sean, with you joining us, and
is there any county fairs still, or like any type of fair? Isn't there one thing in September that Gillette does, where we always would go to the Civic Stand? One more thing?
no.
Man, I missed my lemonade this year, and I just really am down on my luck.
So the category for tonight for the Wisconsin Web Story of the Week is we're going to look back at the new foods that were introduced at the Wisconsin State Fair and see how many any of the three of us would have eaten this year or in general. And we're going to start off with a pretty basic one, going in order from the State Fair website. They had an acai cup with strawberry puree, yogurt, granola, and fresh fruit.
Yes.
Yeah, I probably would. Not at the fair. I don't know if I'd want to seek that out at the fair.
It'd be weird to have at the fair. Like, I feel like fair food is fried food.
Yeah, if it's any even remotely good for you, I don't want it.
Yeah, but it sounds like it would be like refreshing on a hot day, guys.
Yeah, but so does a double cheeseburger with fries.
Dipped in deep fried stuff.
Deep cheeseburger.
Yeah.
All right, next one. We had the All-American Slush. It was a classic strawberry and blue raspberry slush layered with creamy whipped topping with stars and stripes sprinkles and a patriotic straw.
Looks like a bomb pop. Is
Yeah,
that what it
kinda.
is? Yes.
Sean?
Sure.
Yeah, that's probably a solid option
I'd
for.
rather that than the first thing.
All right, here's where we start getting a little exotic. We've got alligator taco.
Oh, 100%.
Take it to a taco filled with alligator meat that is smoked, chopped, and seasoned with taco seasoning, served with Cajun sour cream, cheese, salsa, and jalapenos.
Dump it down my gullet.
I'd be
Yes.
down for this, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, here's an interesting one. Apple lemonade. Known for deep fried apple pies, why not take it up a notch with a drink? Savor the crispness of fresh apples and the tang of lemons in every sip of the apple lemonade, accented with a subtle dash of cinnamon.
Yes.
Probably not.
Nah, that's not so. Why do we got to screw up regular lemonade?
All right. Next one. Asian sweet and sticky tots. Tater tots slathered in a sauce that has, I can't pronounce that word, Asian chili, rice vinegar, sesame oil, ginger, topped with scallions and sesame seeds.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right.
What's the word? Why don't you show it to Shawna? Maybe she can say it.
Hoisin, Hoisin.
Hoisin sauce.
Hoisin sauce?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Master Chef or anything like that.
A beer cheese and brat spud muffin. With a nod to Wisconsin tradition, combine beer, cheese, and brats to create a fun take on a potato pancake, a spud muffin. The beer cheese and brat spud muffin features a cheesy hash brown mixture infused with beer cheese, bratwurst, baked in muffin pans to form this delicious snack. Absolutely.
You had me at beer cheese.
Yeah, I'm in.
Big Mick Tots. Tater tots topped with ground hamburger, special sauce, cheese, onions, lettuce, and pickle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. The Birria egg roll is a celebration of the Hispanic background, particularly the chef's cherished Mexican heritage. This unique beef birria blends both bold Mexican spices with subtle Asian twists, then deep fried in a crispy, delicious egg roll shell, accompanied by a flavorful dipping consomme beef birria broth with a sprinkle of cilantro, onion, and limes on the side.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Add me onto the cilantro in the dipping sauce. I'm not a big cilantro guy. It tastes like soap.
Well, you don't eat the cilantro.
It's in the dipping sauce.
Well, then you can ask
Then
it
you
without
pick
it.
it out.
You can pick it out on the top.
Sounds like way too much work. Your fingers get dirty.
I think you can just maybe ask for it without cilantro.
All right.
Drama queen.
picky.
Birthday cake mini donuts. Birthday cake mini donuts are coated with vanilla sugar, drizzled with icing, dusted with sugar crystals and sprinkles.
Yes.
The donuts themselves will have the sprinkles on the inside, just as a birthday style cake would have. Absolutely. This looks delicious.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. This one is a no for me, but I know it's going to be a yes for both of you. So it'll be the blue cheese bacon dog. Blue cheese bacon dog features a hot dog topped with tomatoes, chopped bacon, onion, chunky blue cheese dressing, and chives.
Yes. And I'm sad
Totally.
I didn't go to the state fair and I missed out on this.
Yeah,
I would eat that
We're
every day of the
field
week.
trip state fair next year
Yes.
Yeah.
All expenses paid for by Sean.
by Eric.
By Sean. Two
Yeah.
against one, Sean. You're outnumbered.
No, Sean, huh?
No.
Sean, Sean.
Nah.
All right. Bourbon toffee. This handcrafted toffee is inspired by one of Wisconsin's favorite liquors, bourbon. And it looks like it's a Driftless Glen in the background with bourbon toffee candy. I'd probably try that. I'm not really a toffee guy, but I'd try that.
I like toffee. I'm in.
No. I don't like toffee. Skip. You're skipping all the fun ones. Scroll down to bug juice.
Randy, we're going one by one, Sean.
No, you're not gonna read all these. This is a lot of stuff here, dog.
Well, I can't skip this next one. The Brandy Old Fashioned Barbecue Brat Pizza.
All right, that sounds good.
I'd be all over that.
Bug juice, bringing back memories of camp from your childhood. The green juice has ice cubes made with edible bugs, which release as the ice melts. The rim of the cup is dipped in caramel sauce and black ants, and topped off with a scorpion.
Not a fucking chance.
Yeah, no.
No.
Maybe.
You're going maybe on the bug, Sean.
Maybe. You
Why?
never know.
That's crazy.
Burnt ends bonanza. Satisfy your hankering from some good old country fixins with the burnt ends bonanza. This dish serves crisp and crackling burnt pork butt on top of a bit of hearty tater tots. All this goodness is topped with Wisconsin beer cheese, chopped scallions, and a drizzle of kicking barbecue bourbon sauce, served with a side of sour cream. Hell yeah.
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 The Cool Ranch Doritos pickle.
Oh, that sounds good.
Bite into a Cool Ranch Doritos pickle. The large dill pickle is a spiral cut on a stick, rolled and crushed into Cool Ranch Doritos, and you guessed it, deep fried. Yeah.
100%, yeah.
I'm not usually a Cool Ranch Doritos guy, but that sounds really good with the pickle.
Yeah.
Cream puff soda.
No. I hate cream puffs.
I'd be all about this.
No.
That
Sparkling
sounds
beverage made with organic vanilla syrup, swirled in cream, topped with whipped cream and celebratory rainbow sprinkles for the 100th anniversary of the cream puff.
No. Cream puffs are disgusting. What about this one? The Elvis nachos. Homemade peanut butter banana sauce over deep fried potato chips, topped with peanuts, banana chips, and crumbled bacon.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Pick
Sean,
one
here's one
last
for you.
one.
Deep
for
fried lemonade bites. Nothing is better than a refreshing ice cold lemonade break on a hot summer day. Take it up a fair notch with a sip of these deep fried lemonade bites made with Hawaiian sweet rolls, dipped in a French toast batter, a homemade lemon curd filling, deep fried to golden perfection, tossed in lemon sugar with a drizzle of icing.
No.
Really?
Nah, not for me either.
I didn't think you would. I thought Shawna would.
Look at this one. Hot ham and glazers. They cut a glazer in half and put hot ham and bacon with a little Swiss cheese and raspberry jam. Yes.
100% yes.
Absolutely.
Why haven't I thought of that? I could do that at my house.
You very well could. I don't know why we haven't.
We're doing it. Maybe dinner this
Just
weekend.
do it with burgers. Burgers would be good with it.
Burgers and a glazer?
Uh-huh.
Actually, that would be really good.
All right. We'll try it.
Mushroom and Swiss. Ooh.
All right, Rick. I think we're good.
All right. Well, with that, we'll move on to the world of sports. And we'll start with the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee Brewers are currently in first place in the NL Central by 10 games. They do trail the Cardinals tonight 3-2, going into the bottom of the 5th. But the Brewers, like I said, they are 81-57. They have officially clinched at least a 500 record, Sean and Shawna.
Yeah, I'm here too.
And have a magic number to clinch a playoff spot of 14. Or to clinch the NL Central, I should say. Excuse me. So 14 games to clinch the NL Central. 10-game lead on the Cubs. Shawna, you had a clip for us here.
Yes.
That you wanted to play.
Yes.
Runners lead, first, second, and third to pitch. Hit to left and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone! Jackson Churio just hit one with the bases loaded.
We love Bob, and we are so excited for him, and hope he gets to a World Series.
I would love if Bob Uecker gets to a World Series this year. I'd be so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want it more for Bob Uecker than I do for myself, and I have $800 riding on this.
Yeah, that's 8. What? Put down 800. No,
if I win, I get $800.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, I remember.
What?
I forgot.
The look on Shauna's face.
You can tell your now.
Was ready to both be really excited and also kill me.
Or so to kill you.
Yeah.
There was a look of excitement of like, oh, really? And then also like, what the... And then insert whatever swear word you want to put in there.
Let the bleep, bleep, bleepity bleep.
But no, I did not put in $800. I could win $800.
Okay, good.
But Churio homered again tonight, so he's got 19 on the season. Brewers are competing for the top overall seed, really in all of baseball, but for the National League to be in one of those top 2 playoff spots. And Sean, you've gotten to a game. You got to come to the bachelor party with us, obviously. So I guess your thoughts on the Brewers so far, because it's been since March since we talked to you about it.
I'm gonna go more recent. Just being able to take care of business with Christian Yelich being hurt, and just having that thing to fall back on and not having the issue with it anymore. And hope, is he going to come back this year, or they're not sure?
He had season-ending back surgery probably close to a month ago at this point now. It was right before the trade deadline, so just under or over a month ago.
But it's nice that your star player doesn't have to, what I want to say, doesn't have to be the piece that you need come playoff time. You can kind of count on everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Willie Adames is riding a hot streak. I believe he's homered in 5 straight games, something like that. And he's tied an MLB record for the most 3-run home runs in a single season, which he has 13 of his 29 home runs have been with 3 runners or 2 runners and then himself. So 3-run home runs. He's got 13 on the season of his 29. So coming up in big spots, Jackson Churio, 19 home runs. We're over a half. He's probably 3/4 of a season in and already looking like the guy that you're going to get a bargain for with that 8-year, $80 million contract you gave him, which you gave to him before he played an inning of professional baseball, which is insane to think about in that capacity. But in the capacity of it, looks like it's going to pay for itself pretty quickly. He's having a damn near historic rookie season with the Brewers. I believe second in terms of average compared to Ryan Braun, because Ryan Braun's rookie 07 season, I believe, was higher. But the Locked On Brewers podcast, if you don't listen to that, a good friend of mine, Chuck Friedman, does that one daily. It's about a half hour, if that, on YouTube, Spotify. He broke this down a couple days ago, comparing the top Brewers rookie seasons of all time and comparing it to what Jackson Churio is doing this year. And it's damn close. It's Churio, it's Braun, and really that's about the extent of the conversation. Robin Yount was good as a rookie, but he wasn't quite to this level. At least average wise, like numbers wise. I mean, you knew that there was something coming special, but we're seeing it in real time as it goes, and that's incredible.
Where is he for NL Rookie of the Year?
So he has the second or third best odds, depending on where you see. Paul Skeens, I think, is going to run away with that award just because of how much coverage he gets and coming out, out of college last year, and now really bursting on the scene was the all-star starter. And not that he doesn't deserve it. I'm really surprised they don't do like a rookie pitcher versus a rookie position player of the year award. I really think they should consider. I mean, your MVP can be a pitcher, but it very rarely is. It's kind of you have two separate awards for that. And I really think that probably should be the same way for Rookie of the Year. Not that this happens every year, but enough where you probably could make that argument. Jackson Merrill for San Diego is having a hell of a year too. I'd give a nod to Churio over Merrill, just because of how he's been since June, which I believe is pretty close to when Merrill got called up. And Churio's numbers kind of suffered just a little bit because of that first 2 months of the season. But since I think if all things were equal, I think Churio would have a sizable lead there. But Skeens, I think, is going to get it in the NL. But yeah, I mean, it's really nice. I mean, you got, like you said, Sean, it's a really complete effort. And it seems like it's somebody different every day, whether it be Adames or, Joey Ortiz hit a home run also tonight. Bryce Terang's had moments where he's looked fantastic. We've had moments of Rhys Hoskins hitting big home runs and hitting a number of them. We haven't even talked about William Contreras, who probably will be in the top 10 MVP votes. He won't win the MVP award, but he will be a vote receiver.
No, it's going to be Shohei.
It'll be Shohei or maybe Mookie, but I mean, really, that conversation is going to go through LA. And the Brewers just tied the game. Jackson Churio with an RBI double to score Bryce Terang. I mean, he's going for 3. That'll be an RBI. I think it'll be a double and an error. That's how it'll be scored. But Churio comes up again in a big moment to tie the game once again. A little live Brewers take for you. Shawna, I'm going to ask you, same question. Your thoughts on the Brewers I watch most every night, but your thoughts on this team and what makes them special?
They're just an exciting team, I guess. Kind of like Sean said, good to be still getting it done when you don't have your quote unquote star player. But I think we got a lot of star players on here, so that's my thoughts.
I love it.
Thanks.
Great stuff.
Quick, easy, to the point. I really bring a lot to this podcast.
You do. You bring a lot of listeners.
Do I? Hey, listeners. I'm over here watching TikTok.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Thanks for checking in.
Thanks. Bye.
Shopping.
I'm not shopping. I am watching outfit hauls, so there might be some money spent. But
oh boy, that's always fun. All right, so Milwaukee Brewers continue to do their thing. 14-game magic number spot. We switch gears over to football. We can start with the Wisconsin Badgers. Actually, before we do so, I forgot a root for. Yes, Sean?
How'd the Timber Rattlers do?
The Timber Rattlers they won the first half, so they are first half champs. They will have their playoffs, I believe, start in either next week or the following.
Okay.
They continue to win and win and win. Their overall record, I think, on the season is actually pretty close to the Brewers overall, with obviously less games since they do start after. But the Timber Rattlers are currently another team just continuing to get it done night in, night out.
They lost last night against the River Bandits.
Thank you.
I know that because I listened to a radio station in the morning. They told me.
So for the second half, they are 32-27 overall for the season. Let me see if I can get that overall here. Overall for the season, 74-51, which would be far and away the best record in their division of how the Midwest League breaks up. It's kind of in conferences style. But they'd be far and away the best team, actually, really overall, by a game overall and by about 10 games over Cedar Rapids, who is the Twins affiliate. So a very good season for them. They have lost 5 straight as of late, so do hope they can figure that out within the next week or so before the playoffs start. But it really is an interesting, like, how the dynamic of first half, second half playoffs is really weird to me, because if a team's doing that well, you'll usually see those guys called up. So by the time the playoffs come around, they're not really there unless it's a second half champion. So it's really weird to reward the first half. I get why they do it, but I think it's odd.
Yeah, I think so too.
But so going from the Timber Rattlers, I did want to get I forgot about this completely, a quick root for Joey Chestnut breaking his own record yesterday, Labor Day, excuse me. They had a one-on-one hot dog eating contest with Kobayashi. Downed 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Shawna is looking like she's about to throw up. Yeah, 83 hot dogs for Joey Chestnut. And Shawna's looking over there. She's all disgusted. John and Emily were actually at that yesterday.
Ew.
They were in Vegas, coincidentally, and tickets were free.
Oh, nice.
They went in and watched, and John said he had a great time. He said Emily looked like she was about to throw up the entire time.
Yeah, that's exactly the right reaction.
So,
I'd go that if I was Vegas.
Go to the Timber Rattler game, or are we going to do the 999 challenge? The 9 beers, 9 hot dogs, 9 innings?
Absolutely, I could do that.
That sounds like that might have to be a next summer thing, but I'm down for that.
Why?
I don't want to miss. We're not going to do that for a playoff game, Sean.
Should we do 999 at the RPW?
I don't think they serve hot dogs.
We could bring our own.
Yeah, we'll talk to Rich about that.
Why? If you want to watch a playoff game, me and Shawna can do it then.
No, because I'm going to take you home, and one of you is going to throw up. Probably you.
What?
Ooh, because I don't throw up. Throw up is for babies.
So probably you. And I don't feel like cleaning that up, quite frankly.
You're not going to do it?
Well, if I have to get us home,
Why do you have to get us home?
we're doing it at a Timber Rattler game
Oh, there's Uber.
from Appleton.
Green Bay Rocker game?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
They're done for the year. They've been done for weeks.
Well, why don't you just suck the fun right out of everything?
I'm just being a journalist, matter of factly.
I would say the Packer game, but that's going to be way too expensive.
Yeah, not a chance. 4-4.
What
Unless
if
you do it at the tailgate.
well, why can't we just like do it at home?
Doing it during a Brewer game on TV.
Yeah.
Doable.
I absolutely. Well, okay, you got the whole inning.
The whole bottom and top inning, yeah.
We should do the 18-18-18 challenge. So you got to drink one, the top and the bottom. So you got to do 18 dogs, 18 beers. Oh my gosh, that should be the punishment for whoever loses the
For Wisconsin League.
fantasy football.
Which, while we're talking about this, so we did have our draft yesterday. I don't know about you two, but I was very happy with how my draft turned out.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna go number 2 in the league.
Well, that's of course because you rigged the draft. So
I did not rig the draft, but
For what it's worth, I drafted 4th, and I'm gonna come in 2nd. So, I mean,
But Sean, how did you feel about your team coming out of that one? Comparing that to the one we did last week.
I feel about the same. Got my good spots, got my bad spots.
I think we can all collectively say we did better than the Ohio guys.
yeah,
I'm going to say this. I'm not sure how actively they listen. But the fact that Jordan Fields, who's one of our listeners and one of our fantasy football league mates, this is me talking crap. little bit of a smack off type thing, but also this needs to be heard by all. Comes into the draft chat saying he's about to do something crazy, and he is intent on winning this year. He's intent on winning the Fantasy Football League, and drafts Jalen Hurts, which is a solid pick. But to that point, he had already been all over the board. I don't think he took one spot by that point, even remotely close to value. Beyond me on the draft strategy that happens in Ohio over there.
Maybe he just really thinks that Jalen's gonna like pop off, and Jalen's gonna win for him.
I mean, all the power to him, but
In the past, QBs have really taken me. Eric, during the draft yesterday, real loud for everyone to hear, and our whole neighborhood called me a bitch.
I did not.
Yes.
For what?
He's like, you bitch.
She took my sleeper pick that I was going to be taking 3 picks later. That I think the steal of fantasy football. So if there's teams out there that are still having their draft yet, which they better get on because they have like 2 days before the start of the season. But if you can get Nick Chubb in like the 9th or 10th round or wherever, pick a spot in that later half once you kind of have your starters, you very well could end up with the steal of the draft at backup running back. He is on the PUP list, so he's going to miss the first 4 games. But you would have 12 games or 13 games, well, 12 games by our standard, but 12 games of potential greatness. And even if it's a timeshare, the guy is a great running back, and he's going to be fully healthy. I mean, he got injured week 2 last year. So he's basically had a full year. By the time comes back to playing, he will have a full year of recovery. I think very well could be the steal of fantasy football if you can get him.
And
Yeah,
Eric told me in our first draft earlier in the day with some of our other friends, he's like, he's going to be the steal of the draft, and he's like talking him up and explaining why I should take him. So I took him in that one. And then he came across my board on the next one, and I took him, and all of a sudden I just hear, you bitch. And then I was like, that's not very nice. And he's like, you took my steal. And then I said, yeah, he's going to be the steal of the draft.
She did. She looked me dead in the eyes from the couch to my recliner.
Yep.
He's going to be the steal of the draft.
So I root for Wisconsin Nation, root for Wisconsin draft people. I was making Eric pretty miserable yesterday too, so don't worry. I was putting in the work for all of us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So real quick, we can go through our matchups for the week because I do want to kind of keep our listeners up to date on the league. Root for Wisconsin League. Week 1 matchups with the NFL season getting underway in 2 days will be myself versus Sean, Kamish Fish versus Christian Mingle.
I got to change my name yet, so.
What are you going to be changing it to? Do you have that available and ready to tell the world?
I got nothing yet. I got to figure it out.
TikTok, cruise TikTok for fantasy football names. There's lots of lists that are very funny.
DeMardiac Arrest is probably my favorite.
Mine is What Are You Doing, Step Burrow. I think that's funny. I don't even have Joe Burrow on my team, but.
Another matchup we'll have this week, only Ram 5 taking on Team Dull, Ramsey and Justin. We've got the Lambo Chef, Zach Ledubek, taking on the reigning champion, Tyson Holla, the U Holla Holla. We've got Cup and TDs, Jordan Fifield taking on Built Ford Tough, Dave Moeller. Secretary Shawna taking on Team Tornator and Tony Tornator.
Boo.
And then our last matchup, Kittles and Bits, Jordan Fields taking on Chubbed Up, which is Mark Fisher.
Maybe I should name my team Chubbed Up.
It would be really confusing.
Why would I could be
2 of them.
I could be chubbed up, injured. Something.
You could go.
Oh, chubbed up. Oh,
You
yeah,
could go-
that's not a name for me.
You could go Papa Chubb.
Right. Yeah.
Papa
Okay.
Chubb.
Sure.
PUP instead of Pop.
Right.
Papa Chubb.
Papa Chubb. Why? That's not really a name for me. I'm a girl. I need a respectable name. Secretary Shern.
Did you at least get Josh Allen?
No! Who took Josh Allen? Like real friggin' early too.
I think
Was it Jordan Fields? No, it wasn't Jordan Fields. It was who took him? Because Tyson didn't take him either. Is it Rams?
I think it was Ramsey.
I think it's Rams. Rams took friggin' Josh Allen.
He did. Ramsey took Josh Allen.
Piss me off. And then I was gonna go Jalen Hurts, and Jordan Fields took him, which really upset me. So then I had to settle for Lamar Jackson. Oh, and then I was gonna go for Patty Mahomes, and Team Tornator took that one. So you guys taking all
It was real rough for you
you guys
yesterday.
are taking all my QBs. Also, why did everybody get so nervous and start picking kickers and defenses way early?
That was started also by the Ohio guys. I don't know. I don't know. I would have loved to know the draft strategy going on there.
And then by the time I wanted them, they were all gone.
Just one of those things, Sharn.
Don't want to do that. Wrong button.
Sean is having technical difficulties. Oh, do you feel that breeze?
Mm-hmm.
A nice fall crispo air.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Nice.
All right, so let's take a look at the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin Badgers had their season opener Friday night. They get a 28-14 win over Western Michigan. And this is borderline noogie territory as well. Justin's always the first person to come after the jinx factor. But Justin was on this show saying the Badgers are easily going to cover. It was a 23.5 point spread, 24.5 by the time it closed. Take the over of 56.5. Tyler Van Dyke's going to score or throw for 4 touchdowns. Malusi's going to run for 2 or 3. Badgers went into the fourth quarter trailing 14-13. Were able to get a couple late touchdowns, put the game away, make it look a little bit more respectable. Rewatched the game throughout the day on my DVR, and Tyler Van Dyke, the quarterback transfer from Miami, is better than what they had last year. That doesn't say a whole lot, but he's better than what they had last year. But at the same time, they didn't really open the playbook against Western Michigan, which I thought was really surprising, at least offensively. They didn't really go down the field. There's a lot of dink and dunk, which you really can't do in an air raid. Like if you're going to go air raid, you got to go over the top at least a couple times to keep the defense honest. Western Michigan was doing typical what teams used to do against Wisconsin. They'd load the box. They'd have 9-10 guys in the box, which makes it real hard for the running backs. I mean, the 2 running backs for Wisconsin had pretty respectable games themselves. They ran hard. Malusi, 19 carries, 74 yards and a score. Taway Walker, 15 carries, 66 yards and a score. So nothing to really hang your head about. But as a whole, Tyler Van Dyke, 21 of 36 with 192 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns. Did run for a touchdown late in the game. Badgers did go. Will Pauling led receivers with 6 catches for 60 yards. Obviously, no scores. So, as a whole, I was pretty unimpressed. It wasn't the worst game I've ever watched, but it's kind of one of those games where you're kind of hoping that they can get a big win. This Saturday they will host South Dakota at Camp Randall. 2:30 kickoff. Line has not been released on that one yet, but they've got a tough schedule coming up after that one, Sean and Shawna, where they will go Alabama, USC, Purdue, Rutgers, Northwestern, home against Penn State, Iowa, home against Oregon, at Nebraska, then home for Minnesota. But just a tough schedule coming up. As of right now, the line for hosting Alabama in 2 weeks already at 9.5 for Bama, and USC favored by 5.5. as of right now. A couple weeks out, 3 weeks out there. Both those home games for Wisconsin, but they play like how they did Friday night. It is going to be a long game against Bama and a long game against USC. Any thoughts, Sean?
No, I got nothing.
Shawna?
It's gonna be a long game.
Against South Dakota?
Nope, against Bama.
Do we think there's going to be some rumors about new or firing of the head coach if we're right around where we were last year?
I don't know. It's if you look at this schedule, I mean, on a high end, they very well could go, if you're kind of hoping 9-3, 8-4, and consider that a really good year considering the schedule and where you are in year 2 of a new coach, new scheme, everything like that. I guess it kind of depends on how they get there, right? Like how the team looks, how they're trending. Like if they get off to a hot start, they start 2-0, hopefully. How they play against Bama, USC, if they can kind of keep it, I don't know, relatively close. You hope for that. Maybe sneak one of those two, maybe sneak against USC. Coming to Wisconsin for a Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening game.
You going to that?
Actually, I take that back. That's at USC. My apologies. So no, I'm not going to that one.
Why not?
Like going out to Southern California. A hike. Tickets for Badgers, Alabama. Tickets as low as $201 at Camp Randall for that Saturday game. For the upper deck in the corner end zone, row 40 in the upper deck. Can go to the stadium for $201 that day. Tickets going for as high on the high end of $1,300 per ticket before fees.
Merry Christmas, Eric. We're going.
Oh, thanks. So you can get into the lower deck, get into some of these seats, like I said, just upwards $300-400 a ticket, a top end of almost $1,400. Watch Wisconsin potentially get their ass kicked against Bama.
Who would want to go do that?
Especially, I mean, if Coach Saban was still coaching Bama, I still wouldn't buy $200 tickets. But it somehow would be more stomachable to think about it. Right? Like, I mean,
To be able to see Nick?
yeah, I still wouldn't for that, but I would give it at least a hesitation of a thought if they came down a little bit on Saturday, or if it's a night game, Saturday afternoon, take a quick peek. But a new Bama team, I don't really feel the need to.
No. Sure.
I do look at, one game that very well could be, for those fans out there, it is another Friday game. The Badgers do have a handful of Friday games throughout the season.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Just with how the Big Ten is. But Friday against Oregon, tickets as low as $63 for that Friday evening game.
I don't like the Friday game.
I don't love it, but it's 63 compared to almost 1,400 or even 200 on the low end. A lot different conversation.
Right.
At least that one's kind of a conference game, and that one probably would come down if the Badgers are terrible by that point.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed, hope that they can figure it out. And
Is that the cat? Are you laying on the cat?
Oh.
Oh, it looks like the cat.
It's been that way the whole time.
Oh, I just looked up.
all right, one more area of football. The Packers and the Eagles, for that matter, traveling to Sao Paulo, to Brazil for the Friday night NFL weekend kickoff. Kickoff at 7:15 local here, 9:15 local time in Brazil. Packers are a 3-point underdog in that one. And Sean, Shawna, your thoughts, I guess, on the preseason as a whole, and what your expectations for this year's team are.
Dubs. That's my expectation. I'd like them to win.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about the Aaron Rodgers thing all over our heads this year. We can just go out and play.
Don't have to worry about the quarterback at all. I mean, you went and paid Love. I mean, you feel like you have an answer there. I feel pretty solid in that.
Yeah.
Coming from the guy that was going to bench him last year.
I just said you had to have the conversation. At the point of the season, you had to have the conversation.
Yep, give up. That's pretty much what you said.
I wasn't going to bench him last year. I was going to let him play it out, but I wasn't sure I would bring him back.
Put into play Sean Clifford.
I was not in that group. I want to be very clear. Not in the Sean Clifford camp.
Think you were.
I do like bringing in Malik Willis as a backup quarterback instead of Clifford and Michael Pratt. I kind of wish they would have kept Pratt in the practice squad, not Clifford. I don't get the hype on Clifford.
Penn State guy.
But yeah, game on Friday night and start of the season. NFL season's finally here.
Yay.
I think this is probably the most excited I've been for a football season in a long time.
I feel like you say that every year. Every year that I've known you, it's been a lot.
He does say it every year.
I think we can go back and check the tapes on that one. I don't think I do, but
maybe not last year because you missed Aaron Rodgers, but that's about it.
He's gonna have a great year.
I doubt it.
I think he's gonna have a fantastic year. I think the Jets are gonna be pretty good out there. The division as a whole sucks. You get the Patriots are terrible. Can't even think of the other team in that division is. They're going to be down 2. I don't have any faith in the Bills either. They don't have a receiver. James Cook, they have, but no faith.
No faith.
All right. Any other thoughts you guys have on the Packers starting the season?
Excited to get her going.
Pretty much.
Predictions: Packers underdogs by 3 points.
Dubbin in Sao Paulo. We're gonna get the dub.
Think so?
Yes.
I don't think they win. I think they lose this first game.
I want to say they win. I really do. They always, under Matt LaFleur, they had this last year with Jordan Love where they went and kicked living shit out of Chicago. I don't know if that's what's going to happen this year. It's a hell of a game that they got scheduled. I want to say that this just how young they are. I mean, for all those week 1 struggles we've seen in the past few years, aside from last year, I think with a young enough team, I think they're going to come out firing. And it'll be really interesting to see as with the Eagles, because the Eagles did move on from offensive and defensive coordinators. So they kind of starting over. Didn't really see a lot of them in the preseason. And I can't imagine their starters played anyway. But I wouldn't be shocked if they come out and play really well, get a win. I think picking wise, I think I'm with you, Sean. I think I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I think the Eagles have a little too much firepower. I mean, they signed Saquon this year, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean,
this is one of those games where it's just, I'm so glad that I'm not actually betting on this, and I'm not going to bet on this, because it's one of those where I could talk myself very easily into the Packers because the new defense and how aggressive that scheme is, playing downhill, and I think they're actually going to stop. They're going to look really good against the mobile quarterback and the running game. I think a healthy Eric Stokes, a healthy Jair Alexander should do pretty well against Jalen Hurts and the really good receivers they have out there in Philadelphia. If you're going to play the Eagles, this is probably the best time to do it, right? Like, this is the time where they're still probably figuring out the new offense, or, it's probably a very similar offensive scheme, but it's just a little bit different and somebody else's twist on it. You know what your offense is capable of. They're also figuring out their defense, which is a very good defense as well when healthy, when everybody's available. So,
for what it's worth, if anybody cares about my opinion, that's why I think the Packers are going to win, because I think that the Packers have spent how many years now trying to figure themselves out. I think they know who they are. I think they all have a great, they have a good depth. And I think the Eagles are not used to figuring themselves out. So that's my take. And I think they're going to be figuring themselves out in Brazil, and the Packers are going to be ready.
And they're missing Jason Kelsey.
Well, that too.
I miss Jason Kelsey.
He's a fun guy. Seems like my dad.
You guys see the contract that him and Travis signed with Amazon?
Crazy.
Their podcast isn't much better than ours. I mean, I'm sure they probably got a couple better stories.
They got Taylor Swift.
Their video quality is a little bit better. But they don't, you know what they don't have? They don't have a Sean Klosterman and a Sherna Fisher. That's what they don't have. Oh, they don't have an Eric either.
Yeah,
They got Eric that pushes buttons.
Yeah, they probably do.
Thanks, guys.
They probably have an editor. I'm just kidding. You do a lot. This podcast wouldn't be here without you. So
I feel the love.
I just gave you a love bomb.
All right. So, schedule for this week. Football season gets underway. Sean, I'm going to have you start secretarying. I'm going to do it straight up this year for picks.
Excuse me. I don't even have a piece of paper.
You're on your phone.
No, I
On your
can't.
notepad.
I can't.
We're not doing the spread. We're just doing picks.
Correct.
Thank heavens.
God.
I have a piece of paper.
I don't know what you want me to do about that.
I want you to get me a piece of paper.
It's not going to happen.
All right. Well, I'll take it on the phone then. Just gave it way too easy.
You really did. Very happy about that.
Okay. Picks.
All right. Opening night, 2 nights from now. Baltimore Ravens travel to Kansas City for the season opener. Ravens, Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to come out and win this one. They lost last year's home opener, season starting night against Detroit. I think they've got to come out and win this one. It's big head-to-head matchup, potentially affects seeding later on.
I'm going Chiefs.
I'm going to go Ravens. Taking the Ravens.
All right. Friday night, we've got Packers, Eagles down in Brazil. I'm going to pick the Eagles. I don't love it, but I'm going to pick the Eagles.
Packers.
Eagles.
All right. Games on Sunday. Full slate for Sunday. Steelers, Atlanta.
You can't see me. Can we go for secretarying purposes? Sean picks first, then me, and then you.
Sure. Sean, you're up.
Atlanta.
Play.
Then me?
No, me. What's the other team?
Pittsburgh.
Yep. It's
I'm going to go with Atlanta at home.
I didn't know they were at home.
Yeah, I'm going in order of road team, home team.
I didn't know that that's how that worked.
Arizona at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Billies.
Buffalo.
Okay.
Titans at Bears.
Bears.
Okay, can we slow down a little bit because I have to type instead of write?
Caleb Williams is going to go off. First game.
Absolutely not. Caleb Williams is gonna be ass Titans.
Yeah, give me the Titans. I don't believe in Caleb Williams whatsoever.
I do. He's my fantasy quarterback.
Oh,
That sounds like a you problem. That's the best you could do was Caleb Williams. You wait that long?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like I'm winning week 1.
Oh, we'll see.
All right. Patriots at Bengals.
Bengals.
Joey, obviously.
Yeah, give me the Bengals as well.
Joey across the board.
Houston at Indy.
I'm going to go Indy.
Really?
Hmm.
The return of Anthony Richardson just got you that fired up?
Yep, and Jonathan Taylor.
Going Houston.
I'm also going Houston.
I think Houston's going to be overrated this year.
Better not be. Rick told me to pick a bunch of their players.
I told you to pick 1.
Okay, anyway. Next game.
Jacksonville at Miami.
Miami.
Miami. What is their team?
Dolphins.
That's right. Yeah.
Led by
we knew this.
Tua.
I was getting them confused
Hawk
with
Tua.
the Sugar Canes. Are you picking Miami?
I'm also picking Miami, yeah.
The Sugar Canes?
The Hurricanes. She asked me what Canes was short for this week when we were watching College Game Day.
At first, I thought it was chicken. I didn't.
I know you didn't.
I did think it was the Sugar Canes, though. Where did I hear that?
I have not any sort
Is
of
there
idea.
any team that is the Sugar Canes? Like, would I have heard that somewhere? It's really the Hurricanes?
Always has been.
Do they grow sugar in Florida?
Yes.
Okay, well, see, that's plausible then. Next game.
All right. Panthers at Saints.
Ooh. Panthers?
Is that your pick, or are you questioning?
That's my pick.
I'm gonna go Panthers. I don't know if I could tell you who's even who's the starting quarterback of the Saints this year. Is it still Carr?
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
And I think Taysom Hill might be playing quarterback somewhat too.
I tell you what game I'm not watching on Sunday. That one.
Right?
All right. Vikings at Giants. Minnesota at Giants.
Minnesota.
Same.
I'm gonna pick the Giants. I don't think Minnesota's gonna be that good this year. I think Minnesota's gonna get 4th in the division. That's my hot take.
That's not that great of a hot take.
My hot take. I think they're gonna be ass. All right, we go to the late slate of games. You got the Raiders at Chargers.
Whew. Chargers.
Hold, please. Chargers?
Is that your pick?
No. Who was the team?
The Raiders and Minshew Mania
I don't
against
even know either of these teams.
the Chargers.
I'll go Chargers.
I'm also gonna go Chargers.
Okay.
Broncos at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Seahawks. My phone just autocorrected to Sharon. Well, Sharon's picking the Broncos.
I think I'm gonna go the Broncos too. I think they looked real good in the preseason. They played a lot of their starters. Bo Nix is going to be pretty good. So give me the Broncos. We've got Dallas at Cleveland. Cowboys, Browns.
Cowboys.
I'm also gonna go Cowboys.
Excuse me. It's my turn to pick.
Yeah. Why you gotta be rude?
Is it?
Cowboys and Browns.
Oh yeah, I'm picking the Cowboys. Okay.
the Washington Commanders at Buccaneers.
Bucks.
Uh,
Also, funny you didn't pick Mike Evans in the draft. I was waiting for it.
I was real tempted. I had it lined up. I'm like, I can't.
I went the Buccaneers.
I'm also going Buccaneers. Sunday Night Football, we've got the Matthew Stafford revenge game. Rams at Lions.
I'm going to take the Rams.
I'm taking the Lions.
I'm going to go with the Rams here as well.
Okay.
Then Monday Night Football, the return of Aaron Rodgers on Monday Night Football gets a do-over. Jets at Niners.
Oh, Niners.
Oh, 100% Niners.
I'm taking Niners too.
That game's not. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be close. I think the Jets are gonna be good this year, but
you can say it. It's not going to be close.
I don't think that one's gonna be that close. I mean, Rodgers has always struggled. Beginning of the year, they're going out west. It's another big bugaboo for him, especially on week 1.
He should have just retired.
Sure, retired before last year. Could have gone as a great Green Bay Packer, not had the Jets asterisk.
He's still got to go to Minnesota next year.
Be really funny.
So you're saying if the Jets struggle, Sam Darnold for Aaron Rodgers?
I'm going to say no, strictly because I don't think the Jets want Sam Darnold again.
J.J. McCarthy?
I don't think the Vikings would give up on him that quickly, but they'd be doing it for the joke of having Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Which is no way to run a multi-billion-dollar business. But also really funny.
Are the Packers team he hasn't beat?
Correct.
He's got to do that before he retires.
I mean, he'd have to play for 2 more years yet after this year.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how standings go for both teams, but
Super Bowl.
So we just went from if the Jets are struggling to Packers Jets Super Bowl. I love it, Sean. I love it. All right, let's put a bow on this thing. First, we start off with our Ticket Smarter Ticket of the Week. Use code ROOTS10 ROOTS for $10 off of every order at Ticket Smarter. See, Ticket of the Week.
Brazil Packers game.
I don't know if that's on here. And take a look, I guess. I don't think it's on here.
Tickets. Get your tickets.
So let me see if I can find a.
You should play the Polar Express tickets thing right before that ad. Tickets. Get your tickets.
Do the bet.
Hot chocolate.
That's a good point. Good call, Sean.
What did you say?
Do the Badgers.
Badgers. Oh, the Badger game. not
Wisconsin
my
Badgers
Polar Express
at
game.
South Dakota Coyotes or versus South Dakota Coyotes. September 7th, 2:30. Tickets available. Really as low as $10 before fees. Use code ROOTS10. $10 off of your order. Some exclusions may apply.
So
Code
if I get a ticket for $10 and then I use that code, my ticket will be free.
In theory, it should be, unless it's one of the exclusions.
Well, hot diggity dog. Get your tickets, y'all.
Yeah, go to the Badger game, basically on us.
Tickets.
Find your seats. Have a blast at the game. Drink a now accepted beer. They have beer seltzers at Camp Randall.
Send us a pic.
Send us a pic. Let us know that you went to Camp Randall, courtesy of code ROOTS10, ROOTS number 10. Brings us to the point of the show where I ask you guys, what are you rooting for in the upcoming week? Sean, why don't you lead us off here?
I'm going football in fall. I like this cool
In fall. Shawna?
Me to beat this level of Candy Crush. No, I'm just kidding. Football, Brazil, Packers. Fall is here. School's back in sesh. I'm ready.
I'm just going to go football in general. Like Sean said, Friday to Sunday, really or Thursday to Monday, we can really make the case between high school football, pros, college. It's that time of year where it is officially couch season.
Where literally Eric is constantly having sports on. What's new?
Not to mention playoff ramp up baseball.
Oh,
September baseball.
Man, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to DVR all my reality shows.
Oh no!
You're gonna have to go in the other room.
I know.
Yeah, it's not like we have a shortage of TVs around here.
He's literally gonna be like, I get to sit in my recliner. I want to do this. It's gonna be great. First sports season as a married couple. We'll see if we make it.
Oh, Shawna. You act like you don't like it at all.
No, I really do enjoy it, but maybe not tonight.
Yeah, not every night. It's Tuesdays,
All right.
Wednesdays.
Let's bow this one because I got to go to bed.
All right. This is a really short list this week. Dylan, who's not here. Ramsey, who's not here. Justin, who's not here. I'm Eric. That's Sean and Shawna. Episode 157 is in the books. We're up. See you.
See ya.
Goodbye.